Welcome to this video on the SDS rollover process for 2021. So it's changed slightly since last year, so we thought we'd re-record this video guide for you. So I'm going to assume your profile has expired and you're ready to start the new academic year. And just to take you through, first of all, the archive process before we get to anything else. And the first thing you may have noticed is there is no longer a cleanup option button on this page. Normally there's a blue cleanup option. You click it, you choose an option, to archive all of your class teams, and it'll just run through and do them all. Now that's disappeared. It's a bit more of a tricky process now this year. Microsoft trying to give you more choice, but in this case I think it has actually made it more complicated. But it's still some simple steps we can do. We only have to do it once a year. So we need to make sure that we don't start the new term or year until we've done the cleanup process. Otherwise, all your users will get stripped out of those old class teams and people won't be able to access the archive class teams. So first thing we need to do is go to groups and run the cleanup option before syncing the new term. So if I click on the cleanup button, it gives me a quick guide on how to do that. I can follow those steps. We're going to go through that now. So I click on groups. This will take me to the groups page. So we then go to the sections page and we do a section report to begin with. This is going to give us a report of all the different sections. You'll see that you might have one already there, but it will be old, so make sure you create a new one. And you may have to wait a few minutes or longer for that report to generate. So you may need to refresh the page and check again when you click section report, and you should have today's date on the section report. If I download that and open it up, you'll see that it's a big list of all of the class teams that we have for the entire tenancy. So again, it's a bit more tricky. If you're trying to expire a profile for a single school in a multi-academy trust tenant, then again, you need to be really careful here that you don't roll over the wrong school. So we can turn this, one thing I do in here, just try and make this a bit easier, is select all of the cells and just format as a table, and make sure you select my table's headers. And then one thing you can do then is you can sort it by name. So I'm going to sort these by name. Or in fact, a more accurate way of doing that, because teachers may have renamed those class teams, is to actually sort it by section in alphabetical order. So I can see it's actually brought up a load of old class teams which are already archived. I don't even need to see these. And the ones I'm looking for is ones for a particular school, which is section IDs, a prefix of COL for college. So I'm just going to do a find for Col. And because I've sorted it by alphabetical order, I can see actually I've only got 2 teams in here. And in fact, in this example test data I've got, there's only one that I'm actually going to archive off for demonstration purposes. So what I can do then is I can just select everything above it and everything below it. And if you've got lots of class teams in here, if you have named them with the right prefix, so academic year and the school code, then you'll find it much easier to do this process. You really need to make sure that your teams are named with the academic year, because again, the section report throws out absolutely everything. So I'm going to just save that now. And then what we do is we come to section cleanup, and we upload our edited section report, and then we can select the cleanup options for those class teams. So what previously used to take you seconds to click on a button now does take you a bit longer, and depending how tidy your team and section name IDs are, it might take you a bit longer, so just allow a bit of time for that process. So you can mark the classes as expired, and that puts an EXP prefix in front of the IDs and moves them out of the way, or I can just archive them off so they disappear, but they're still available. They're still available in read-only mode if I go to my archive teams, and that's really what we would normally recommend that people do. So we're going to archive the class teams, go run the cleanup. Shouldn't take long because there's only one class to do in this spreadsheet. But if you've got lots to do, this might take quite a long time. And again, it doesn't always update this page, so sometimes you have to refresh a page. Okay, so it has taken about 10 minutes to run that cleanup, and then you can see the last cleanup was today. So you know that has finished and completed. And you might just want to check and double check that some of those classes have been archived off just to make sure it's gone through okay. Occasionally it might miss a few. But that should also clear them from the profile as well. So it means that when I come back into my SDS profile, I've ran the cleanup, and now if I do start a new term and that class isn't in my latest set of data, then everyone will still remain in that class team, so they can still access it in read-only mode in the next academic year. So I can then start my new term, and if I'm using my CSV uploads, then I'll need to upload my new CSV files for the first time. And if I'm not using CSVs, or I'm using an API, or if I'm using OneRaster, then you obviously need to make sure that that data is ready to sync and it's your new set of data, not your old set. Otherwise you're going to get a duplicate set of teams created, or it's going to unarchive your old ones, etc. So we need to set a profile expiry date. So again, I normally, if I'm not quite sure when that end date's going to be yet, then I'd normally set it to something like the 1st of July the following year. And then you've got all your other options which you're allowed to select if you want to sync all the other stuff inside your data. And then when you're ready, you press save, and the profile now is ready for its new data set. It's cleared out, it's ready to have that new data set uploaded for the new academic year. And we've got some videos on how the teachers can find those archive teams. So ideally, if you've got any long-term resources, those shouldn't really be in your class teams, because it means you're going to have to upload them again. You can move over your class notebook stuff. We've got other videos on how to do that. But if you did need to find your old class teams, you can just go to Manage Teams, and you can see all your active ones and all your archive ones, and you can always bring them back. And we should see that this one here, this was our archive class team that we've just archived, and we can always restore it if we needed to. Ideally, we don't want to do that because we're using a new set of data, and these users will no longer be synced with the school information system. So we should always use the new ones, but if I need to go into it, I can go into it. It's available just in read-only mode. And if you're a Cloud Design Box customer, then we do all of this for you. Just make sure you complete the rollover form in plenty of time. And if you are a Cloud Design Box customer, then remember we always give you the option to view previous archive class teams in a really easy to find interface, and I can just jump through and look at any of my old notebooks, any of my old class teams from previous academic years. If you want to find out more, or if you need more help, then visit our website and feel free to reach out and contact us.